Hi, kids! It's Flesh Wound Dan, and I'm joined by my wonderful friend, producer Todd.
Hi, creepy. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Todd. And Pug's Dread.
Namaste. I'm really happy to be here with Cooler Dan. He's a great dude, and at least on these shows. So, Cooler Dan, what's up?
What's up? So yes, we are the family podcast, the most wholesome podcast on YouTube, and we're here tonight to spread some wholesome fun.
It's morning, sir. It's morning.
But
if you haven't gone to sleep, maybe it's still night.
But your kids might want to skip the Terrifier 2 review. Just say.
Art is not as friendly as Flesh Wound Dan, so yes, you might want to miss that one. But yeah, parents.
I'm not going to tell you how to raise your kid. If you want to watch Terrifier 2, by all means.
Terrifier 2 and like just a Dahmer marathon, just with the family. That's
Excellent.
yeah.
So is that on
So
Disney Plus as well?
is Dahmer a Disney princess now?
Well,
could be.
it is. No,
it's Netflix. But
yeah, that's true. I'm
yeah.
thinking of his other stuff.
Yeah.
Well, but tonight, Dan, we got a couple of
This morning, Todd.
this morning.
Depends where you are.
Tonight. Yeah.
We've got Norwegian listeners.
You're damn right we do. Pitt, what up?
There you go.
All right.
Pitt enjoying some Scooby-Doo. Pitt, you need to do the new Scooby-Doo movie. We need to like a Christmas cruelty crossover with Scooby-Doo. Speaking of kids, your parents, not you, definitely not you, but grab pre-order Christmas Cruelty on Blu-ray from Unearthed Films. Good, wholesome family fun.
Make great stocking stuffers. So.
Yes. So all right.
But before we get there, I think we need to go trick-or-treating and enjoy some
Yes.
Halloween, right, Cooler Dan?
Yes. So cool Danner. That's awesome. I don't know where that comes from. So all right, our first movie of the evening is Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. And this has got to be the first G-rated movie I think we've ever done. Could be wrong on that.
Well,
think
we did Happy Halloween Scooby-Doo last year, Dan.
Okay,
We
I
also
didn't.
did Adam's Family too, and
Kind of feels like
A
this would be a
Muppet.
PG, but no, it says G. So this is from director Audie Harrison, and in this one, Mystery Inc. has cracked the case to top all cases. They've tracked down Coco Diablo, the head of a notorious costume crime syndicate. Suddenly menacing doppelganger ghosts of the Scooby crew and favorite classic foes show up in Coolsville to threaten Halloween. Now it's up to the meddling kids to unmask the latest scoundrel and save Halloween. So Scooby-Doo. So I have caught some of the recent movies. I'm not a Scooby-Doo super fan, but I certainly watched it when I was a kid. How did this one hold up for you, Pugs?
Well, I'm a big Scooby-Doo fan, especially Scooby-Doo and Batman. Like back in the day, that was my jam. Obviously.
not the Harlem Globetrotters.
I mean, that's enjoyable, but it doesn't hold a candle to...
The Batman.
yeah. And I got really excited when it was... The name of the movie is called Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. I was like, oh my God, Scooby is going to go... And they're gonna find Sammy Kerr. This is amazing, and he doesn't show up. So that's a strike one right there. I really enjoyed the doppelganger aspect of the story, and my favorite part of the whole thing is having Scooby and Shaggy in a pumpkin outfit. But the rest of the movie, I did not enjoy at all. I was really let down. I really, really bummed. I was so freaking excited to watch, sit back watching this Scooby-Doo, and my expectations weren't super high, but I do have a bar for Scooby, and it was below that, so I was bummed. I did not care for this one.
It's like
Watch
the sad
Batman.
pumpkin face at the bottom.
Yeah, looks like a mustache. Yeah, so it's a no for me. I think the animation's fine. I don't mind the updated updated look of the characters. But I'm always going to go Hanna-Barbera over this smoother looking stuff. So
At least it's in the style of Hanna-Barbera, though.
yeah, but you could like it's not. You could tell like there's something there.
It's not hand-drawn animation.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was better than some of the totally like computer generated crap that I've watched. And
Scooby's always had the animation look, other than like there's the Lego ones and then there's the one theatrical film.
Yeah,
But in general, it's always been the
two right.
well, the second CG Scooby movie is chilling off with Batgirl.
Oh, all CG. I was thinking of Scoob, not okay. I was thinking of the live action / CG.
Oh
movie.
yeah, no, I'm sorry.
I forgot about Scoob. Scoob's great.
Yeah, we never get to see the sequel now, though.
Oh yeah, that was one of the.
They got
It's
Batgirl.
it's a family show. Don't trigger me.
Yes, they got Batgirl. We'll move along.
Oh yeah, man, I forgot that was on that
It was
list.
a
Well,
Christmas Scooby-Doo.
I don't mind. I didn't like the little kids. Neither did my Scooby over there. More of a Shaggy, or not more of a Scrappy tonight, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I see. It just didn't feel right. All of that like computer stuff. It's just that's not Scooby-Doo to me.
I didn't mind it.
I caught bits.
It's a heartfelt story, man. What about this one?
Well, this one I actually liked. I had a good time with it. I liked the tie-ins that they did to like some of the old Scooby-Doo stuff with the Coco Diablo, the mastermind. This one made me smile. I thought it was actually, and I can't remember, but if they did this in some of the other ones, because again, I'm not a super fan. I've missed some movies, but Velma with the lady love, they kind of
It's
fully
been
go
catered
there.
for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
The live action one with Mindy, she's going to be that too.
Oh, really? Okay, so yeah, they went there,
and
that's
also
cool.
the one we
damn.
watched last year, Happy Halloween Scooby-Doo.
It did. Okay,
But
I
she
like-
didn't have a. You know what? Never mind.
I like Kate Micucci in general, and I like her as Velma. She's still
I do
great.
too.
Matthew Lillard is Shaggy. That's so awesome that he gets to.
Take that, Will Forte. And I
Ooh.
like Will Forte.
Language, sir.
Language, Todd. Yeah.
Gosh darn it.
There you go.
I was complaining about having to edit. Now
The children, Todd. The children.
Somebody please think of the
We're
children.
a family podcast.
Today.
Yes. And I
But
was
before-
trying so hard not to do it. You cursed yourself.
I know I did. And
I did want to mention I did like the look of the doppelgangers. It's very haunted mansion, so like aesthetically that was very pleasing.
Yeah, that was cool. I thought this one was a fun. I'll watch this with my nieces and nephew. Actually, I still plan to. I was like, oh, okay. I had a good time. I really did. I thought this one really delivered. Some cool villains, and there were several gags that actually made me laugh. And I would actually say Kate Micucci should play the live action Velma as well. I think she'd be really good.
I'm not even going to argue with that.
Yeah. No, I thought this was a really cool reboot. Moved along really fast.
Not a
I like the
reboot,
music. Not reboot, but I like the music too. I thought the music was really good.
I like that take on the opening theme. That was
Yeah.
the retake on the classic one.
Yeah, just in general, this kind of had.
I like
Just-
Depressed Fred.
I like the addition of Trevor, who's like kind of like Marilyn Manson now, like not quite trying anymore. I like that character. And
Currently not allowed to, but
you
know
won't
what?
be
I can't
seeing
do that
him in
here.
any.
well, we'll see.
Overall, yeah, I think this is a good time and well worth checking out with your kids or just alone. I had a good time watching it. I'll probably revisit this some point down the line. Keep saying I'm going to revisit like all of the Scooby-Doo stuff, but that's just it's hard. It's a lot.
One
to
day
do.
we may for the show.
I still want to cover 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo with
Yeah.
Vincent Price.
Yeah, that is very good. The Ghoul School. There might be a longer title.
Well,
for
that's one of the features. I was just
I do remember that one fairly well.
We've covered a few because we did do the Zombie Island ones.
Mm-hmm.
Last year we did Happy Halloween, which I do think Happy Halloween Scooby-Doo is a better one. But I do still have fun with the pumpkins and everything. Scooby and Shaggy in the pumpkin suit.
The car chase, right?
Wait, in the last one or the
the last one with the
giant pumpkin. Yeah.
That's how you win me over.
And Elvira, so that helps too in the last one.
Anybody else remember like getting up really early and watching Scooby-Doo and then Masters, the karate show?
WMAC Masters?
Yes, and
Hakeem the Machine. Got his hair.
And like WCW, I think it was Prime or something, one of their like
worldwide.
It might have been worldwide.
Yeah, it was worldwide.
It was like Masters, Scooby-Doo, and that. Like back when. Yeah,
I do not remember that because I think after Scooby-Doo for me was like Popeye because I was like 10 years older.
You didn't want to see Hacksaw Jim Duggan battle VK Wall Street for the 100th time, Todd? Come on.
I never wanted to see it the first time.
It's because you hate America. God damn it.
That equates, but
so
I'm on juniors. I already am in trouble. Don't make me get in more.
Yeah. We're trying though. That's what's important. We're trying.
I can't believe I did that.
The children. Think of the children. All right. So yeah. Having said that, good time. One of the better ones I've seen in recent years, in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. So, gentlemen, what say you? What do we rate this one?
For me, I'm sorry to do this. I'm the razor in the candy, but I'm a 1.5. That's probably my lowest Scooby-Doo score ever. Because it had so much potential for me, and I think the story's just too spread out. But would I recommend checking it out? Hell yeah, absolutely. What about you, Mr. Todd?
I'm a 3.5. No, you know what? I'm a 3. I'm a 3.
Well, I'm at 3.5, so it'll keep that 3.5.
I did watch it twice. I should say that, so maybe I should have stuck with 3.
Well, there you go. There's something there if you watched it twice. Keep the voice cast. That's one thing I think maybe we can all agree on.
I enjoyed them.
Yeah, I'm glad they got Matthew Lillard back after that because that's kind of dirty. They didn't even tell him, you know. He found out he wasn't in the movie when the movie was like announced.
Also, super nice guy. Like he actually had a full-on conversation with my nephew as Shaggy, which I still have to say went out of his way to. Like, I mean, we were getting the autograph. I got a 13 Ghosts poster. My nephew got a Shaggy 8x10 and sat there with him, took extra time, talked to him. Matthew Lillard is a good dude if you get to meet him at a convention. All right.
That goes a long way too. That creates lifelong fans. So
yeah. It does.
It takes like 10 seconds or a little longer of your time to impact someone's life.
Yeah.
Just do it.
I noticed him doing that, like particularly if it was a kid, like it wasn't the, hey, how are you? You know, oh, I remember when I played this role, and then like move on. Like he actually had a conversation.
Pudge just yelling, "Come on, I'm feeling woozy here." Do it.
All right, so
parents gonna be so mad at me.
Our second film tonight, 29 years in the making. My God, does that feel weird? We were talking about stuff that is in fact old, but it's hard to believe that it's so old. Todd and I were talking about that earlier, and yeah, 29 years.
And we weren't talking about me either.
And I'll have a question for you after I read the synopsis, but we are talking Hocus Pocus 2 from director Anne Fletcher. And in this one, two young women accidentally bring back the Sanderson sisters to modern-day Salem and must figure out how to stop the child-hungry witches from wreaking havoc on the world. The world may have been free of Winifred, Mary, and Sarah and the fear they invoked in us all, but what happens when you mess with magic? It messes back. All right, so first off, and I know this will be a little more relevant for pugs, just age difference. Pugs, do you remember I assume you saw the first one in theaters. You remember going to check it out fondly?
I do. It was a matinee showing. I do not remember which theater, but I do remember getting there early. And I didn't expect to walk out of that movie watching one of my most favorite movies I've ever seen. And it still holds up. Like, it has a good solid place in my heart. It's not like the best movie ever made, but anytime and every time someone wants to watch it, I'm down. I love the first Hocus Pocus so much. That one and Clueless. For some reason, like, those girls just spoke to me. It's probably why I'm a little sassy every now and again. I absolutely love the first one. You can consider me a diehard.
There you go. Todd, maybe you didn't even see it at all.
My first time I saw it was about 5 years ago when I was forced to watch it by Chris McGibbon, friend of the show.
Chris.
Because it's one of his favorites. And I had a good time with it. I don't have that nostalgia connection you guys have. So
okay.
I do like it. It's one I throw on during Halloween time, but I don't have a 29-year, love
affair.
Yeah.
It's weird for me because I'm younger than you, but I was watching like more extreme stuff. But when it came to horror, if it was horror themed, certainly Halloween themed, I was going to watch that. Like, I wasn't watching a lot of the typical like cartoons, Power Rangers, whatever that a lot of normal, well-adjusted children were watching.
You could do everything.
If it had a Halloween theme, horror theme at all, like I would watch that. So I do remember seeing it in theaters and enjoying it. I also remember around the same-ish time, My Boyfriend's Back.
Yep.
I don't know why. Those two movies kind of go together as a good double feature. It just
absolutely. That was one of the first movies I ordered online because I couldn't find it in stores. My Boyfriend's Back. Thank you for that memory, Dan. That's awesome.
I do have nostalgia for that one.
It's a movie ahead of its time. Like,
Dude, that Burying the X. We got to do a double feature.
Down for that. We'll probably have some watch along here. Todd keeps all of Daddario's catalog. Like,
they have to be at arm's reach.
Yeah.
Arm's reach.
Arm's reach.
Children. Think of the children, Pugs. All right. So Hocus Pocus 2. Now, the bar was high because I know this is one that there were rumors about off and on throughout the years about doing a sequel. If I recall at various points, like I think Sarah Jessica Parker might have been a holdout at one point. Of course, she had Sex in the City, so she went on to quite a bit of fame. And just never materialized. And it seemed like maybe it never would, but we finally got it. Now there's been a lot of about this movie that I was aware of. I didn't look at any reviews before.
There's been a lot of what?
A lot of witching.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what I said. Witching. A lot of witching.
Mm-hmm.
And people complaining, not as good as the original. I haven't really looked at specific reviews, but
hold up.
There's a lot of that out there.
Before you go anywhere, this is another nostalgia sequel. I want to see if this breaks Dan's trend of hating them all.
It's
throwing that out there.
Definitely a nostalgia sequel. It is.
It's probably going to grade it on a curve, though, I would imagine.
But I had fun with it. I thought it was actually...
Well, Dan, you're wrong. That's what you do every time we like a nostalgia sequel.
I have...
Bill and Ted was horrible, damn it.
Oh, Bill and Ted was horrible.
See, okay, this is what happens.
Don't compare this to Bill and Ted, or I'm going to start...
That's your nostalgia, Dan. It's showing.
Bill and Ted is wretched. That last Bill and
Okay,
Ted.
I'm not talking about that, though. I'm talking about your nostalgia is showing for this film.
Yeah, well, maybe a little bit, but I do have complaints. I really wish they had brought back Thora Birch.
So does she.
So does she. Yeah.
I think she's kind of an important part, and I don't think she would have been difficult to get. So I'm not sure.
We don't know for sure. Maybe she could have been part of the problem earlier. Actually, I don't know. I haven't gone into any of the backstage nonsense, but I do know both of the male leads from the original movie too also said we would totally come back, and they all came back for that Hulu, not Hulu. Yeah, the special. I forgot what it's called. That thing sucked.
There's a.
My god.
Well, no, that was the YouTube one, wasn't it? Actually,
I saw it on Hulu.
Okay, there's also
it's on Disney Plus now.
Is that the same one? Because I thought there was two.
I didn't press play because I couldn't do it.
Okay, I don't think that the one on Disney Plus is the same one.
So it's different. Is Elvira in it?
I'm watching it. I'm just
okay.
Because
like,
it had a
if Elvira can't save something I love with the Sanderson sisters, it's got to be pretty bad, dude. I was a waste of time.
Yeah, I didn't watch that, so I can't say. But yeah, I thought they had a lot of funny gags. I like using the Swiffer as a broom and
the broomies. And
yeah,
how cool was that was played a big part? It's more important than we thought it would be.
That and the Alexa, like freaking out over the Alexa. This actually made me laugh, unlike Bill and Ted, Todd. And
I was just using that as an example, Dan, because any of the other nostalgia sequels, you're the same.
Is it as good as the original? No, but I actually had a lot of fun. I'm not disappointed in the least. I wish. I mean, the child actors in this are fine. Like, I don't feel. Again, I think Thora Birch was better back in 1993 as a child actor versus this cast. Always great to see Sam
great
Richardson.
Actress, dude.
She is. She's very good, and she's at a point in her career where I don't feel like she would have said no to this. So I'm kind of curious.
She needed it more than they needed her.
Yeah. Bette Midler, she certainly could say no, but
she's an EGOT winner. She can do whatever she wants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I thought everybody was hilarious. I mean, the actual storyline, kind of somewhat basic, I guess, but there was emotion there, particularly towards the end. And I think it's a good sequel. It doesn't surpass the original. The original, look, it's not a perfect movie either. I mean, let's be honest.
Perfect time.
Yeah, I get it. And I think your nostalgia is stronger than any of us. But it's not a perfect film. But yeah, this one made me feel like Halloween. It did what it needed to do. Sarah Jessica Parker, probably we've talked about it before, and I'll be nice here, but probably like one of her better roles. One she looks really good in. Bette Midler, fantastic. Kathy Najimy, like she's still also hilarious, but
did you guys go ahead?
Little different as a thinner lady, though. Like I was just feeling it.
I saw some complaints where I guess the droop was on a different side this time. I didn't notice, and I would consider myself a diehard. I'm like, you guys are just being picky.
Could have been on purpose too.
Yeah,
I didn't notice it, but I'm not like that kind of a fanboy. Where like, yeah, I can't say I noticed that.
Night of the Living Dead was in the wrong ratio.
Oh God! Come on, you're a filmmaker. How do you let that slide?
And Doug Jones, Sam Richardson. We got a great supporting cast here too.
Two people from Veep. It's honestly, if you're of a certain age, you should not be watching that show. But if you're past it, get on it. It's amazing.
And we get the musical number. There's a lot of callbacks, but I think. I'm fine calling it a nostalgia film, but I don't think it still has some cool originals.
I don't think if you had the original film, you'd be this positive about this one. If you didn't have,
I agree with that. I don't think I would be.
This is the definition of a nostalgia sequel.
Sure, I will call it a nostalgia sequel, but it's better than Bill and Ted. Better than
again. That depends on your nostalgia, Dan.
And you don't need to poop on one to elevate the other.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do it anyway.
That's all he knows how to do.
Yeah.
He's an ape.
And it didn't feel like it was just like a throwaway streaming movie either. Like it felt like
I disagree with that a lot.
I think
it felt like any other Disney Plus.
I think the first two acts I'm with Dan. On the last act I'm with you, Todd.
It looks like it's like the Under Wraps movies. It's fine with that, and I like those movies. It's just you can tell it's not the same.
Flying Over the City is the only time I thought the movie looked cheap.
That's true. Do you guys think had this gotten a theatrical release, I think it would have made a ton of money.
I think it would have made a ton opening weekend, and then I think it would have dropped heavily because I would be a lot more harsh because I haven't said my thoughts yet. But I would be way more harsh if I had to leave the house for this.
Yeah, if you had to pay money for it.
That part I don't mind. We don't get these movies actually for free. We still have to pay for the service.
This is true.
It just feels like free because we just get to press play. But for me, I wasn't expecting Citizen Kane or anything like that, but I did have a bar. It just met it. So I was like, you don't need to hit a home run. We're on second or third base, and I'm cool. I laughed really hard when they enter Walgreens.
Yeah, that part was hilarious.
Like that something stupid happens, and that was funny. And then they go inside. We get jokes galore that are hilarious, and then we get a cap off with a Batman telling a Robin to shut up. Boom. Evil Ed nearly died at that one. He also pointed out that he noticed that the witch that the younger witches run into, her dress is what is like Danny's costume in the first movie. I did not catch that on the first watch.
Okay.
When I watched the second time, I was like, oh, that's awesome. So I've seen this movie twice. So that should tell you something. It's pretty good and it's entertaining. So I do prefer the musical numbers from the first movie.
I do too, yeah.
They felt a little forced in this one, honestly, for me.
That was my problem. Like, I'm going to let this line just because I'm having a good time. But I thought Doug Jones was great, but underused. We could use more of him. And then my big gripe is with the ending. I do not like the turn. I understand it, but this kind of takes away some of the power that they had. So other than that, I know it's going for the heartstrings. Whatever. Awesome time. Highly recommend watching it. But just watch it. Have a good time with it. Don't be a jerk.
You think we get Hocus Pocus 3?
I hope so. Even if it's a prequel or like an animated movie or show, there's all kinds of possibility.
Is like closing in on 80, so
dude, she's healthy as hell though.
She looks great, yeah.
I will say those kids at the beginning killed it. They all did their versions of the Sandersons perfectly. Like they did it exact. I was like kind of blown away by those kids.
Yeah, they did a good job, and that's not easy.
Give them their own movie or show. I'd watch the hell out of that.
There you go. Yeah, but it does feel like there's still some. I mean, hey, maybe we'll get Thora Birch in the third one. I think that's what everybody would like.
Hopefully, it's not like the Lost Boys with the third one they got.
I don't have surf like witches in it or anything.
I don't know. I kind of want surf witches now. Surf witches must die. Done.
Lloyd's Last Stand. All right. Well, let's go ahead and rate it. What say you? Oh, did we miss something? Sorry.
No, I didn't really talk about it. I just threw out a couple things. Don't even know if I liked the movie.
My bad. Did you like it, Todd? I'm sorry.
I had fun with it. It is the definition of, a nostalgia sequel in content. I don't think it's as good as the original. I think I liked it, but I didn't love it. And it's some of that forced stuff that I think kind of hurt it. Like, they didn't need the musical numbers. They weren't as natural as in the original. But even with that, it feels like Halloween. It looks like Halloween. It's a dumb Disney Channel movie, Disney Plus movie. So it's fun. I mean, if you like the original, you're going to have a really good time with this.
I'm assuming you popped hard for Master and Medusa, their cameo. I thought that was cool. I'm like, that's a cool way to get them back, since.
And for me, a nostalgia sequel is something that there's nothing else but like, hey, remember that. Like, I think
that's basically what this movie did, Ted. Hey, remember we did these songs? Hey, remember
I think there's more to it. I'm gonna defend it. So,
Dan, you act like that's a bad word just because you hate all the others. Nostalgia sequels are what's popular right now, and those are the kind of sequels we are getting.
So there you go. I like one of them.
There you go. You broke the trend.
Not a classic film. The first one's better, but yeah, I'm surprised the the hate that this one.
How are you
seems to be
surprised?
getting.
Have you been on the internet before?
I know. It was on a streaming service, so everyone could watch it. Everyone could hate watch it. It's no different than this Friday. We're gonna have to do that all again.
It's just on what side of the fence you land on, Dan. Most of the time, you're on the other side. Welcome to the fun club.
To use a Flesh Wound Junior's.
Be careful.
Well, sort of. I guess that would not be considered juniors, but Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe. Like, they're treating it like that, it sounds like. And I was like, well, that was trash. So
I know several people that love that, sir. And most of them can beat you up. So be careful.
I preferred Kevin Smith when he was fat. I'm just saying. He lost.
I mean, well, everyone loves a fat guy, but I love Kevin Smith. I'm a view askew person. That guy gives the best, like, second to me, best hugs.
You hug Kevin Smith?
Hell yeah, dude. We go, yeah. I don't know, like, he recognizes my face. We don't know each other, like, cool, but yeah. I used to go to Hollywood Babylon all the time.
Oh, okay. Well, I will not diss him anymore. But yeah, I lost.
No, you do what you want.
Lost something.
I don't care about you.
You haven't seen Clerks 3 yet, Dan, so I don't want to hear your opinion until after.
I am curious.
This Friday.
Yes. Oh, this
Is
Friday.
that one? Okay, that's my first
yesterday.
thing. What? Well, let's
yesterday.
before
Dan gets confused.
I want to.
All right, Dan. Let's rate it.
All right, 3.5. I really liked it.
Right on.
Bugs?
I am also a 3.5, and this actually I was a 3 the first time I watched it. The second time I was like, no, it deserves a 3.5 from me.
I'm a 3.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, I like those like dumb Disney Channel movies too. I mean, maybe not Halloween Town 4, but yeah.
So now, Nightmare Before Christmas 2. Chop chop, please.
Ooh, that sounds scary.
Like the way, if it sucks, I never have to watch it again. I can just keep my original. Like, I don't understand why people get all up in arms about it before I go on a rant. I better stop.
I can get it when it's like a real franchise killer, though, like Matrix.
Yeah, you can argue franchise killer was 2 movies before the 4th one, Dan.
Dude, someone I know and I respect, and again, he could beat you up, Dan, loves that movie. And I was like, can you explain to me why? And all of his explanations, well, I understood them. Nonsense. Yeah. I'm like, I can't follow you down that alley, dude.
But you know what?
They could beat me up, Pugs.
Okay.
All right. Well, on that note, let's.
No, you don't know.
Open challenge. Hellbound.
I'll send you a photo of him.
All right. Well, on that, maybe we'll see once I see the photo. On that note, good night, kids, and have a happy.
Not so scary, Dad. Come on, take 2. Do it again.
I wasn't scary at all.
Right, you're cool, Danner. Come on.
I know. Come on, give us our exit.
All right, kids, be sure to check your candy.
No, Dad. You're not doing your gimmick from the opening.
Oh, I don't think I nailed the voice, but good night, kids. Check your candy. My voice is going, so I can't hit that note anymore. But yeah. Thumbs up, kids. Check the candy, razors, all that bad stuff. Make sure there's nothing in there. And actually, trick or treat. Go around. Trunk or treat is BS.
Don't do whatever makes you happy in regards to Halloween.
Nope. Go all over the place. Shame your parents.
Okay, there we go. Do what you feel necessary to make yourself feel safe. Have a trick or treat. And have fun. All right, Pugs.
Have a good afternoon, and I'll see you in Disneyland.